4x4s, quads, bikes, varying conditions and time trials. It's the 1998 Sugarbelt 400. Perhaps the most unusual car seen regularly is the plastic-bodied Chev Special of Johan Gerber and Kutsela Viscagni. The ex-Woolridge Nissan Sani Turbo is in the hands of Derek and Tina de Bruin, but they were not having a very happy time of it at all.
Cautions are marked. Some of the cautions are marked in the right places and others in the wrong places. We damaged 2 rims, we had 2 blowouts so far, and we also have a heating. But I think we've blown heat gaskets. But other than that, yeah, it's a good event. It's a good race.
And other than that, everything was fine, thank you. Some of the regional motorcyclists were also battling. Ian Marsh and Yamaha barely flopped in the mud, and to add insult to injury, quad leader Van Deventer arrives and covers him in mud again. Van der Merwe could do little about reducing the gap to Van Deventer and had almost resigned himself to second place, although he still had Stubik too close for comfort. After more than 7 hours in the cockpit, Bahrain had arrived back at the Bourbon Farmers Club to claim the win after a closely fought race with Carolyn. With the taxing conditions and without the luxury of a navigator, Marius admitted that it was a difficult task.
It was this morning. It was very slippery, it was wet, we couldn't see, the sun was shining in our eyes up until about 8:30, and after that we started pushing the pace a bit and everything went well for me.
Second, despite doing the last section without any rear brakes, which lost him 5 minutes, was Carolyn. Then it was Harvey and Stone after another steady performance. The drive of the day must surely go to Piazza Musso and Frucht, who started third last after their time trial mishap and finished 11th. Renica and Houghton were convincing production category winners, and you can bet that they were happy to be back on the rostrum again.
30 kilometers uit van die einde af tot 'n papwiel gekry. Het ons bietjie baie tyd geneem, op omtrent 8 minute afgevat van ons om te ry. En 2 van die spysvriends by ons verby, weer die een gevang, maar nie kon nie in haar slag om die tweede een te vang nie, maar nogtans baie tevrede omdat ons kategorie wen. Ons neem nie deel, ons kompeteer nie teen die spysvriends nie, maar dit is altyd lekker om hulle weg te ry.
Some 8 minutes after the Toyota Parker and Lategan came home to take second, while the Birkin brothers got third to take the Class E honours ahead of Schulthammer and Mark Ferguson in the Pajero. Class G went to Hein Grobler and Charles Vormerans in yet another Toyota, while none of the Class F cars finished. With wife Hazel and the newest Cox baby waiting for him, Cox arrived home to take the motorcycle honours with a comfortable 5-minute gap over 250 class winner teammate Darrell Curtis, who'd stopped to help an injured rider. Hello, recognize your dad? Yes, of course you do.
Another great victory then?
Yeah, today I had to use the dust to my advantage, and you know, yesterday I knew I'd have an absolutely perfect time trial, and it worked well for me to get the lead, and then I knew this morning they would have to catch me and pass in the dust, and we know it's winter time now and it's very dusty here, and I just used the dust to my advantage, kept a good pace all day, and it's been really great.
Good finish, but somewhat of an interesting day for you.
It's worked very hard today. We started off this morning, I left 8th, and Lance Trethewey and myself found Errol Dalton that had a very bad fall, and we helped him get back on his feet, concussed and all the rest. And then we left again, we left about 25th, and we had to work our way through the field again, so it was a very hard day for me. There was a lot of dust and it was very hot out there. And the last 2 laps I especially had a hard time with Robin Campbell and Spencer Creel. I followed them all the way through on the second last lap, and then luckily on the last lap, they both made mistakes and I got through.
Great sportsmanship there. Jeffrey Wallater won the 200 class to make it a KTM benefit race. Well, almost.
I train a lot, train 4 times a week, and you find to get your second wind, and you just keep going, you just get stronger and stronger as the race goes on.
Behind Curtis were Yamaha riders Rob Campbell and Spencer Krill, while Elmer Simmons was the first Honda rider home in 5th ahead of Barry Krill on another Yamaha. 200 class winner Voliter claimed 10th. There was no question about the quad winner as Van Deventer arrived to huge applause after yet another great ride.
Ja, ek het nie probleme gehad nie. Het was baie lekker. Die tweede loop was alweer van 'n short course met al die ramps en goed. Dit het nog om my goal uitgehaal. Maar dit is baie lekker. Ek geniet so wedren. Ek dink dit is fantasties om so kort wedren te hê. Lang wedren. Die spoed is te vinnig. Hierdie wedren is fantasties.
Van der Merwe was second as Yamaha rider Mark Beckel managed to get ahead of Strubich on the last loop to snatch third place. A good performance from John Craig Costello saw him take the 200cc class honours. And spare a thought for this man, Paulo Piazzamusa, who overtook more competitors than anyone else. Round 4 of the series is the Toyota 1000 Desert Race, which takes place in Botswana over the weekend of the 12th to the 13th of June. Until then, happy motoring.